A good quality electric bike doesn't come cheap, and keeping it in shape can strain your budget. That's why you might want to start with this product instead. It allows you to convert a standard bike into an electric one. It weighs about 14 pounds and doesn't need any tools or complicated setup. Just clamp it onto the seat post, connect the throttle or pedal sensor, and press the power button. Once it's on, you can ride up to 15 miles without pedaling, reaching speeds of up to 15 miles per hour. The built-in battery holds 20,000 mAh and takes around 2 hours to fully charge. All the main parts, including the motor and battery, are packed into the roller that touches the rear wheel. The roller itself is made from a custom rubber-like material that grips the tire without wearing it down too much. A small button on the unit works as both the power switch and a battery indicator. It lights up with a blue LED that blinks faster as the battery runs low. There's also a bright red rear light that turns on automatically when riding at night. It works with most bikes, as long as the seat post is between 22 and 35 millimeters in diameter, and there's enough space under the seat. It fits different wheel sizes too, including BMX and full-size bikes, and can even be used with bikes that have rear suspension. The cost of this product is about $1,000. This is a very specialized, yet extremely practical product. It's a chip designed to bypass the speed limiter on Bosch electric bicycles. Normally, their built-in electronic assistant only supports you up to around 16 miles per hour, after which you need to pedal on your own. With this chip installed, however, you can push your e-bike to speeds of 37 miles per hour, or even higher. It changes the way the bike reads speed, so the motor keeps assisting, as long as you're pedaling. It doesn't change how powerful the motor is, it just removes the speed cap that's built in. It's small, about the size of a pack of cards, and weighs just a few ounces. It works with many Bosch systems like Active Line, Performance Line, and Cargo Line, but not with Bosch's newer Smart System models. Turning it on is pretty simple. If your bike has the walk assist function, pressing it briefly will activate the tuning. If not, you can use a button sequence: minus, plus, minus, plus. When it turns on, the display shows 9.9 kilometers per hour. To turn it off, just repeat the same step. The display will show 2.5 kilometers per hour to let you know it's back to normal. You can also change the speed limit manually by switching through riding modes or turning the back wheel once. For newer Bosch motors made from 2020 onward, there's one extra step. When you're done riding, you need to wait for the screen to show 0.0 kilometers per hour before turning the bike off. This helps avoid the system noticing anything unusual. The price is $182. A British mechanical engineer set out to redesign the traditional bicycle wheel. His creation is a 20-inch wheel equipped with built-in suspension, aimed at making rides smoother and more comfortable. Instead of using spokes, it has a built-in suspension system made up of 3 carbon composite springs. These springs sit between the hub and the rim, and they help absorb bumps and shocks from all directions. The front and rear wheels aren't exactly the same. The rear one is stiffer because it has to handle more force. The hubs are standard size, 10 centimeters in the front and 17 centimeters in the back. They use Sturmey Archer drum brake hubs, with the rear hub offering 3 internal gears. The rims come from Germany and the tires are made by Continental, with reflective strips for better visibility. Because of how the hub and rim move slightly when the springs compress, the bike frame needs enough space, at least 26 centimeters from the center of the hub to the fork or frame, for the wheels to fit properly. The suspension system gives about 4.5 centimeters of movement, which helps absorb shocks without needing thick, heavy tires. Since the springs handle most of the impact, you can use regular high-pressure tires and still get a comfortable ride. Many people who try it say they feel less strain during longer rides, and the bike rolls more evenly thanks to the way the springs release energy. The bicycle version costs $300 for the front wheel and $290 for the rear wheel. Manufacturers believe that this square chainring addresses multiple issues simultaneously. Instead of being round or oval, it's shaped with 4 flat sides, almost like a square with rounded corners. North Shore Billet says this design gives the chain more contact with the ring, up to 270 degrees of rotation. That means more teeth are holding the chain at once, which could help prevent the chain from slipping off and allow for smoother pedaling, especially when pushing hard. Even though the ring got a lot of attention, it was never widely sold. If it had gone into production, it would likely be made the same way as NSB's other chain rings. Machined from aluminum, using the same tools and processes, that would make it strong and able to handle repeated use, at least in theory. It would also need to fit standard crank setups, just like any other chain ring. But because the shape isn't round, the spacing between parts of the ring and the rest of the bike would change as it turns, which could make setup tricky. When it first came out in 2018, a lot of people noticed it. NSB even said it was their most talked about idea. But many riders suspect it was more of a joke or design challenge than a real product. It's a bicycle with an upgraded transmission, considered the fastest in the world. The makers of ceramic speed driven chose to move away from the traditional chain, rear derailleur, and cassette system. Instead of a chain, it uses a carbon shaft that runs from the pedals to the rear wheel. On each end of this shaft are special cones filled with small ball bearings. These cones connect to toothed parts on the crank and rear end, allowing power from pedaling to transfer smoothly through rolling contact instead of pulling a chain. Changing gears works differently too. One of the cones moves back and forth along the shaft to switch between gear positions. In the early versions, this movement is powered by a small motor hidden inside the shaft. The prototype version includes 13 different gears and offers a wide gear range of about 376%, which is on par with modern drivetrains. The main goal of this design is to be extremely efficient, over 99% in some tests. That means almost all the energy from pedaling goes into moving the bike forward. It's meant to reduce common energy losses that come from bending chains or spinning small pulley wheels. Compared to some of the best chain systems on the market, this setup may cut friction by nearly half. Each year, more people choose the bicycle as their main way of getting around. Still, with the large number of cars on the road, cycling at night isn't always safe. Bike lights offer a simple yet effective solution, as they greatly improve visibility and overall safety. The front beam shines up to 400 lumens with a clear white light, helping the rider see what's ahead. The second beam points downward and gives off 150 lumens in a neat rectangular shape, lighting up the ground around the bike. This setup helps other road users spot the rider from different angles, not just the front or back. The light has 5 different modes that can be changed with one button. It runs for a good amount of time on a single charge, with only a small drop in performance in freezing weather. Mounting the light is simple. It comes with a strong, flexible silicone strap that wraps securely under the handlebars or around the bike's stem. It's designed to be easy to put on and take off, even in the dark. A spare strap is included just in case. The ding fits most bike types, including bikes with wide, flat handlebars, and has been tested both on city roads and rugged trails. Riders who tried it out even used 2 at once for extra brightness, and said it held up well on bumpy terrain. You can buy the device starting at $70. This compact smart camera is mounted beneath the bicycle seat and can stream everything happening behind the rider directly to the phone's screen via Wi-Fi. It measures about 4.5 by 4.7 by 2.2 inches and weighs just less than 13 ounces. Inside, it packs a full HD rear camera, brake and turn lights, crash detection sensors, and a wireless connection to your phone. The camera records at 1080p with an option for 720p and can also take still photos. It stores video on a micro SD card and automatically saves the moments before a crash so they don't get lost. A 6000 mAh battery powers the system for around 3 hours when everything's running, and some versions allow for extra battery modules. Once connected to a smartphone, the device streams live video through an app, turning the phone into a rear-view mirror. The app also shows your speed, distance, and location, and it can live stream your ride if you want. The turn signals work through a small remote attached to the handlebars. When you brake, the built-in sensors automatically brighten the red tail lights to alert drivers behind you. If the device detects a crash and the rider doesn't respond within about 10 seconds, it sends a text alert with GPS location to emergency contacts. There's also a manual SOS button. This is the first folding bicycle trailer in the world, or at least that's what its inventors believe. They claim it marks a new step in urban mobility. In under 10 seconds, it turns into a full trailer. The loading area is about 16 by 24 inches, and it can carry up to 88 pounds. It's easy to open and close using 2 simple handles, and it locks into place automatically, whether it's folded or opened. The trailer includes a rectangular bag that fits up to 2 crates of drinks. It keeps your stuff dry in the rain, and it has reflectors for better visibility at night. You can lift it out by the handle and take it straight into a store or your home. The design connects to most bikes using a mount that works with different types of axles. A second part connects to the seat tube to keep the folded trailer steady while riding without cargo. The connection system is simple. The trailer locks into place automatically when it's attached and won't come loose while you ride. At the same time, you can remove it fast when you're done. There's also a lock that helps keep the trailer secure when it's parked. This setup is helpful for people who want to carry more without switching to a big cargo bike. When you don't need it, the trailer stays out of the way. When you do, it's ready to use in seconds. The trailer costs $564 without the bag and $632 with the bag. The manufacturers describe it as the ultimate bicycle shock absorber. This product is the outcome of extensive, long-term research. Studies revealed, for instance, that in just 1 hour of cycling, a rider experiences nearly the same level of shocks and vibrations as a tractor operator does over half a day of work. It can support riders up to 485 pounds and works on all kinds of surfaces. You can install it in under a minute, and it fits most bikes and lets you adjust your seat position easily, whether you prefer a more relaxed or sporty riding style. It also works with seat bags and comes with optional safety caps in different colors. This product is designed to make bike rides more comfortable by reducing the impact and vibration. It moves in 3 directions and helps your body stay more in line with the bike seat. That means less shifting around while riding, less effort needed to stay balanced, and less chance of pain or injury over time. The idea for this kind of solution became more important after researchers at the University of the West of England looked into how vibration affects cyclists. One of the researchers had started getting headaches on her daily ride to work. That led to a full study, which found that many cyclists experience pain in their arms, neck, back, and knees. The main reasons were rough road conditions and poor riding posture. The price starts at $31. Shiny bikes packed with gadgets are always tempting targets for thieves. Still, security experts continue to innovate and push forward with new solutions. This lock gives criminals not the slightest chance. It fits directly onto a bike's frame and measures about 6.3 by 6 by 2 inches. It weighs close to 1.8 pounds and uses a 9mm square steel bolt for locking. The outer shell is made from zinc alloy with a matte finish, and it's designed to resist both dust and strong water spray. It can handle a wide range of weather, working in temperatures from -4 degrees Fahrenheit up to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. For connectivity, it uses Bluetooth, GPS, and 4G LTE. It runs on a built-in battery, which can be charged using a pogo pin or connected to an external power source. The lock can sense when the bike hasn't moved for a few minutes and automatically locks itself. There's also a wireless key fob that lets users lock and unlock without needing a phone. An optional chain can be plugged in to secure the bike to fixed objects. When connected, the lock clamps both the wheel and chain together instantly. If someone tries to move or tamper with the bike, a loud 110 decibel alarm goes off. Sensors inside detect motion and temperature changes, helping to identify break-in attempts. The model is priced at $269. Tubeless road tires aren't a new concept, but they're gaining popularity day by day, and manufacturers continue to work on updating and improving their designs. What makes it work is how precisely the rim and tire are shaped to fit together. The rim has a special profile, with features like beadlock shoulders and a carefully shaped rim bed that helps the tire seal tightly. Many of these rims come with tubeless rim tape already installed, which covers the spoke holes and helps keep air from escaping. On the roadside, internal rim widths are usually around 19mm, like with the Open Pro UST. Even though these wheels need extra detail and materials to hold air without tubes, the weight stays pretty low. For example, the Cosmic Elite UST wheel set weighs about 955 grams in total for both front and rear wheels. Some rims are drilled traditionally without using eyelets. That choice depends on the specific design, not necessarily looks. The hubs and free hubs used in Mavic's UST wheels follow standard formats. They're made to work with common systems like quick-release skewers or through axles. Mavic provides detailed manuals with all the measurements and parts information, including things like axle kits and bearing sizes. In models like the Cerium Pro UST, every part of the hub system is clearly laid out for maintenance or replacement. This device can transform a regular bicycle into an electric one. It looks like a wheel and functions as a substitute for the front wheel of your bike. There's no need to change the bike frame or add extra parts. It works with most bikes that have rim or disc brakes and a 10cm front fork, and it comes in 26-inch, 28-inch, and 29-inch sizes. Unlike most e-bike motors, this one doesn't spin with the wheel. Instead, it stays still and drives a smaller wheel inside the rim, which then moves the bike forward. This setup helps the bike take off quickly and makes hills easier to climb. The speed tops out at around 20 miles per hour without pedaling. A thumb throttle attaches to the handlebars and controls how fast you go, depending on how much pressure you apply. The wheel runs on a 36-volt Panasonic lithium-ion battery with a 10 amp-hour capacity. It's removable, so you can charge it on or off the bike, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours to fully charge. On a single charge, the bike can go around 12 miles using just the throttle, or up to 25 miles if you pedal lightly along the way. Putting it on is simple. Just remove your old front wheel, place the GeoOrbital Wheel into the fork, tighten the axle nuts, and plug in the throttle. After that, you're ready to ride. This device is not cheap and costs $995. This compact air pump is perfect for the road, especially when you don't have the time or chance to inflate your tires the usual way. It stores air at high pressure, more than what you'd get from a regular air compressor, which means it can fill a tire very quickly. In the best case, it can inflate a tire in just a couple of seconds. It connects easily to both Presta and Schrader valves, and you can also use it to pump up balls if you have a needle adapter. To refill it, you just hook it up to an air compressor, like the ones found at gas stations or bike shops. Instead of using a hand pump or carrying single-use CO2 cartridges, this device gives you a fast way to fill your tire with the press of a button. There's no need to pump by hand, and the whole process is clean and fast. That makes it especially helpful if you're dealing with a tubeless tire that needs a quick burst of air to seal properly, or if you just need to get back on the road quickly after a flat. The canister can be used over and over again. You just refill it when it's low. It also has a combination lock and a 4-foot metal cable, so you can lock it to your bike or a rack if you need to leave it somewhere. The minimum price for such a unique wheel is $578. It's not really a gadget, but it can transform a regular bike into a stationary one. It works with most standard bikes, fitting wheel sizes from 24 to 29 inches and widths up to 2.5 inches. It can support riders up to 250 pounds and handle speeds as fast as 50 miles per hour. There are 10 levels of resistance to choose from, so it can match different fitness goals or training routines. Once the rider hits 10 miles per hour, the trainer turns on automatically. If it's not used for 10 minutes, it shuts off to save energy. It doesn't need to be plugged in. It runs entirely on pedal power. The built-in battery stores the energy you generate and can produce up to 20 volts at 10 amps of continuous output. It connects to devices using Bluetooth. The app works on both iPhones and Android phones. The energy you create while pedaling isn't wasted. It gets saved in a power bank called the SPARK. There are 3 versions of it. Spark I is the smallest, with 1 USB port for basic charging. Spark 2 has 2 USB ports and a bigger battery. Spark XL is the largest and can even power things like laptops, TVs, or lights up to 85 watts. You can charge any of these Sparks by pedaling or with a wall adapter. Once charged, you can take the SPARK with you and use it wherever you need it. You can buy this unusual device for $500. Here's another wheel created to give you a fresh riding experience and enhance your favorite bike. For just $1,055, you can transform an ordinary bicycle into a smart vehicle. In this case, it's not the front wheel being swapped, but the rear one. It has a small motor, battery, and smart electronics all packed into one clean-looking hub. Once it's on your bike, it gives you a boost when you start pedaling and stops helping when you stop. It can go up to 20 miles per hour and take you as far as 30 miles on a full charge. The battery takes about 2 to 3 hours to charge and even gets some power back when you're going downhill or pedaling faster than your set speed. It works with most bikes and comes in different sizes and colors. Putting the smart wheel on your bike is simple. You just take off your old rear wheel and replace it with this one. No extra wires or tools needed. After that, it works automatically as you ride. You can also control it through the FlyKly app on your phone or smartwatch. The app lets you set your top speed, check your ride stats like distance and battery life, and even suggest better routes based on how you ride. There's also a smart light that comes with the system. It holds your phone safely on the handlebars, lights your way at night, and charges your phone while you ride. The energy return wheel changes the way a bike handles the road. It doesn't use air like a regular tire, so there's no inner tube to pop or patch. That means no flats, no blowouts, and no stopping to pump it back up. It locks tightly onto the rim and stays in place, no matter what kind of surface you're riding on. Instead of bouncing over bumps like traditional tires, the ERW absorbs the impact in a different way. Its design spreads out the force, helping the wheel roll more smoothly over rough spots. That makes the ride feel more comfortable and puts less strain on the bike itself. Since there's no inner tube to wear out or replace, it's made to last longer than standard tires. You won't have to replace it as often, which cuts down on waste. It also keeps its performance steady in different weather and road conditions, unlike rubber tires that can wear down quickly. The ERW costs $1,750, which is more than a typical tire. But it's not made to be replaced every few months. It's for people who want something reliable and low maintenance, something they can ride on without thinking about it all the time. Do you keep riding even through winter, tackling snowy and icy trails? Then this bike is for you. Built for thrilling drifts, donuts, and all kinds of tricks, it's made to turn winter into pure fun. To do that, it has a really long chainstay, 52 centimeters, which moves the back wheel farther away from the rider. That helps keep the bike stable during slides and makes it less likely to spin out. The seat tube is angled steeply at 75 degrees, which shifts the rider's weight towards the front. Along with a low bottom bracket, short distance between the pedals and front wheel, and a sloped top tube, this setup makes it easier for the back tire to lose grip, which is exactly what you want for controlled drifting. The short head tube helps reduce leverage up front, and the long wheelbase helps smooth out movement when riding over slippery ground. The front wheel is placed just far enough from the pedals to avoid hitting the rider's toes when using studded tires. Cables run underneath the top tube to keep them out of the way while riding. The frame weighs about 3.2 pounds and is made from aluminum tubing that's thicker where needed and thinner where it's not. After welding, the frame goes through a series of heat treatments to bring the metal back to full strength. It's then sandblasted to give the surface an even texture and anodized to help it stand up to the elements. The authors of the project point out the price is $630 plus shipping. These heated inserts can also come in handy when riding in cold weather. At the moment, however, they aren't compatible with ergonomic-style road bars that have additional bends in the drops. The inserts are quick to prepare, and once charged, they typically last for around 5 hours. They reach up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit and work inside most carbon or aluminum handlebars as long as the bar's inner diameter is at least 17.5 millimeters. They don't fit bars with tight curves, like some road bike styles, but for most setups, they slide right in. Charging takes about 2 hours, and once fully charged, they can keep your hands warm for over 5 hours. You turn them on with a button, and within 15 minutes, the grips are noticeably warm. You can move them between bikes without taking anything apart, and charging is easy with the included dock that works through USB or a wall outlet. For $125, customers will receive a set of 2 inserts and a charging system. And yes, there really are bicycles with square wheels, one of which catches visitors off guard at the National Museum of Mathematics in New York. Interestingly, the display is interactive, so anyone is welcome to hop on and take a ride. Instead of rolling on a flat road, it moves over a special track made of evenly spaced humps shaped like upside-down arches. These arches, called inverted catenaries, are carefully designed so that each bump fits the length of one side of the square wheel. As the trike moves, the wheel rotates from one flat side to the next, keeping the seat at almost the same height the whole time. The track forms a complete circle about 16 feet across and includes 32 of these humps. The trike has 3 wheels, and each one is a different size to match its place on the circular track. The rear wheels are not the same. The one on the outside is larger, the inside one is smaller, and the front wheel falls somewhere in between. The square wheels are less than an inch thick and have rubber or foam edges to help reduce wear when the corners hit the track. A gear system connects the rear wheels so they turn in sync, even though they're covering different distances. The frame of the trike is tilted just right so it naturally follows the track's curve. The handlebars don't move. They're locked because the rider doesn't need to steer. The design makes sure the trike stays on track as it's pedaled. Here we have a power meter that attaches directly to your cycling shoes instead of your bike. It measures how much power you're putting out in watts, as well as your pedaling speed per minute. It does this by using a sensor under the cleat and a small pod on top of the shoe. That pod tracks your pedaling movement 100 times per second and sends the data wirelessly to your bike computer or smartphone. There are 2 versions. The single version goes on your left shoe and measures power from that side, then doubles the number to estimate your total output. The dual version uses sensors on both shoes, so it gives you a full picture of how much power each leg is producing and your total power more accurately. Both versions also measure cadence by tracking how your foot moves with each pedal stroke. One of the main benefits is that you don't have to attach anything to your bike. That means you can switch bikes without losing access to your power data. Setting it up is simple. When you change your cleats, you just use the Zone DP-MX sensor plate instead of the usual one and slide the base under your shoe strap. That's it. These are advanced magnetic pedals designed for mountain bikes. Many riders who practice mountain biking rely on clip-in pedals, as they can greatly enhance pedaling efficiency. Yet, the classic clip-in system comes with several downsides. For one, it requires special cycling shoes, and the mechanism easily gets clogged with mud or dust. On top of that, some cyclists feel uneasy about having their feet firmly locked onto the pedals. Instead of using clips or straps, these pedals connect to metal plates on the bottom of your shoes. This magnetic connection keeps your foot secure while pedaling, but lets you step off easily when needed. One of the key things about these pedals is how easy it is to get in and out of them. You don't need to twist your foot like you do with regular clip-in pedals. Just lift your foot or slide it to the side to disconnect. This can make stopping feel more natural and less stressful, especially if you're not used to clipless systems or have limited movement in your legs or ankles. The magnets in each pedal can be adjusted. If you want a looser connection, you can remove a few magnets. If you want a stronger hold, you can leave them all in. This lets you fine-tune how the pedals feel based on your riding style or comfort level. Whether you're taking it easy or riding up steep hills, you can set them up to match your needs. The cost of these pedals is $110. To improve road safety, one of the projects on Kickstarter is offering flashlights like this. It fits right into the brake shoes and doesn't need any batteries, wires, or magnets on the spokes. As the wheel spins, it passes through a magnetic field, and that motion creates electricity. That's what powers the light. It might sound complex, but once it's installed, it runs on its own without you needing to do anything. The LED it uses is extremely small, just 1.6 millimeters across, but it's very efficient. It puts out more light per watt than most bike lights out there, meaning you get a bright, clear beam without wasting energy. The light direction can also be adjusted, so it points where you need it, even on bikes with unusual frame angles. When you hit the brakes, the lights respond too. The system detects the braking force and increases the light's brightness, which helps signal to others that you're slowing down. Over time, as your brake pads wear out, a built-in mechanism automatically keeps the light at the right distance from the wheel to keep it working properly. Replacing the pads is simple. It's the same as with regular brake pads. There are two versions. One fits standard bikes with rim brakes. The other, called WEGA, works with disc brakes and can be mounted in different directions to fit all kinds of bikes. WEGA also includes extra lighting on the sides, making the bike more visible from different angles. The price for a single light starts at $27. Tremo X20 is a special rear wheel made for BMX bikes with 20-inch wheels. It weighs around 4 kilograms and has a unique feature: moving parts around the edge that let it roll and slide at the same time. This makes it possible for riders to drift through turns, just like in car drifting. Because drifting puts more pressure on the wheel than normal riding, it's reinforced with strong steel parts to handle the extra force. Even though the wheel is designed for drifting, it still feels a lot like a regular BMX wheel when riding. The extra weight actually helps the wheel stay in contact with the ground during sharp turns without making the bike hard to handle. Riders who are used to a standard setup won't need much time to adjust. The drifting ability adds a new way to control the bike, especially in corners. The X20 comes in 3 different sizes, so riders can choose what fits their setup best. It's easy to install too. It replaces the regular rear wheel on most 20-inch BMX bikes and doesn't need any special changes to the bike. At $240, it's a specific upgrade for people who want to try a different style of riding. Turning a regular bike into an electric one doesn't have to be complicated. This system makes it surprisingly simple. All you need to do is replace the front wheel, attach the throttle to the handlebar, and connect one cable. That's it! It's made to fit almost any bike thanks to its 6 available sizes, and it works with both rim and disc brakes. The added weight is about 15 pounds, and it can handle riders up to 300 pounds. There are 2 motor options to choose from. One is a 240-watt version that can reach speeds up to 15 miles per hour, and the other is a 350-watt model that goes up to 20 miles per hour. Both versions let you ride up to 30 miles on a single charge. The battery powering the system is a 36-volt lithium-ion pack that recharges in roughly an hour and a half. It clicks in and out easily, so if you carry an extra, you can swap it quickly and keep going. You can control everything using your phone. Just connect through Bluetooth and use the app, available on iOS and Android, to pick between 3 levels of pedal assist. The motor senses how hard and fast you're pedaling, and it adds power to help out. Most bike locks are designed to slow down thieves. Skunk Lock takes a different route. It tries to stop them altogether. Instead of just being tough to cut, it adds a surprise factor that makes stealing the bike much harder and riskier. There are 2 types of Skunk Lock, one that messes with cutting tools, and another that releases a strong chemical if someone tries to break it. The carbon version has a thick shackle made from hardened steel, measuring about an inch across. Inside, there's a special material that damages grinder blades during an attempted cut. It's tough to twist or pry open, and the outer layer is soft enough to avoid scratching your bike. The space inside the lock is big enough to fit around your bike frame and one wheel. It weighs just over 4 pounds. It uses a disc-style key system that's hard to pick or drill, and it comes with 3 keys and a code card in case replacements are needed. Real-world tests have shown mixed results. In some cases, it took several grinding discs to get through. In others, a single diamond-tipped disc did the job in less than a minute. The lock is too thick for bolt cutters to work, and hammering it didn't do much damage. One issue is that the keyhole doesn't have a cover, so dirt could get inside over time. You can buy this secure lock for $120. This compact bike computer comes with all the essential features that cyclists need. It attaches to the handlebar using a magnetic mount, ensuring a secure fit and preventing accidental drops, even on the roughest trails. It connects using Bluetooth and works together with a smartphone to show things like turn directions and speed. Instead of a touchscreen or buttons, it uses a motion sensor. Just wave your hand over it and it responds, even if you're wearing gloves or riding in the rain. Colored lights on the side let you know if you're getting a call or message. The battery charges with a micro USB cable. It lasts about 12 hours while you're riding, and up to a week if it's just sitting idle. You can quickly snap it off the handlebar thanks to its magnetic mount, which is useful when you need to charge it or take it with you. The screen doesn't show full maps, but it gives you clear arrows for turns and basic stats like how fast you're going, based on your phone's GPS. You plan your route on your phone, and the device picks up the directions and shows them while you ride. The main idea is to help cyclists stay focused on the road while still keeping them updated. You won't have to pull out your phone or glance down for long. If you get a message, just wave your hand, and the screen shows you what it is when it's safer to look. You can buy this gadget for your bike for $83. This stainless steel bottle resembles a standard water bottle, often used by cyclists and others to stay hydrated. Its shape makes it simple to attach to a bike frame or slip into a bag. It keeps drinks cold for up to 48 hours and hot for more than 24. It holds 20 ounces, stands about 9 1/4 inches tall, and has a diameter of 2 7/8 inches. At just 9 ounces, it's easy to carry and fits into any standard bike bottle cage. There's a slight ridge near the top that helps it lock in place, no matter the cage design. It comes with 2 lids, a straw lid for sipping while riding, and a second lid for coffee or other drinks off the bike. You can choose between a brushed stainless finish and a black powder-coated version. One of the main goals was to make sure the bottle would fit tightly in any regular bike cage. The price of this practical bottle is $30. Thanks to the inventors of this device, this compact module can transform almost any regular bicycle into an electric one. The unit is installed beneath the bike, close to the pedals, while the main block, containing the motor and battery, is fixed to the frame. It's also designed to be removed very easily, which is convenient if you're worried about theft. The motor is small, about the size of a thick paperback book, and weighs around 2.7 pounds, including the mounting plate. The charger works with standard wall outlets. Instead of replacing your bike's wheel or adding a mid-drive motor, this system uses a small motor that presses directly onto your rear tire. It only kicks in when you start pedaling and stops when your speed drops below about 4 miles per hour. Once you're moving and pedaling, the roller makes contact with the tire and provides an extra push. If you stop pedaling or go faster than your set limit, the motor lifts away, letting the tire spin freely. To set it up, you attach a mounting plate near the bottom of the bike frame, install a sensor by the pedals to detect movement, and place a magnet on the rear wheel with another sensor to track speed. The motor is then adjusted to make just the right amount of contact with the tire. The battery mounts in the spot where a bottle holder would normally go. Once installed, a short ride helps the system learn your wheel size automatically. The price of this gadget is $596. Setting up a bike suspension usually involves a lot of guesswork. You ride, make a few changes, and hope it feels better. But you're never really sure what's happening underneath you. SussMyBike offers a better way. It's a small device that tracks how your suspension moves while you ride and tells you how to adjust it. The device connects to your phone using Bluetooth and works with both mountain bikes and motorbikes. It tracks important things like how far the shock compresses, how quickly it recovers, and whether the suspension is reacting the way it should. If something's off, like bouncing too much or not rebounding fast enough, the system picks it up and helps you fix it. You don't have to calibrate anything before each ride. Whether the weather changes or you've made some updates to your bike, it still works the same. To use it, attach the sensor to your bike, open the app, go for a ride on varied terrain, then check the results. You can tweak your suspension settings and go again to see if things improve. You can buy it for $218.